Alright, today's SL600 project is to replace the pad that goes underneath the hood there. You can see this one's in really rough shape. When we got the car, half of it had fallen into the engine bay, and I was pulling pieces of insulation out all over the place. In fact, there's still a bunch in there. And what doesn't fall out as chunks falls out as dust. So in all the nooks and crannies of the engine bay, there's this foam dust everywhere. So, and if you poke at it now, it continues to just disintegrate. So we're going to replace it today. First step is to get rid of the old junk. And then we're going to spray some high temperature adhesive, contact adhesive on the inside and then on the new pad. And stick it back up there. Now, of course, we're going to be creating a lot of dust and a lot of just garbage from all the stuff falling down. We don't want to go into the engine bay. So as you can see, I've got the car covered here. Actually, I've got towels over the engine bay and the paintwork, and then I've got the tarp over the towels. Two reasons. One is to catch all the junk, and then when we get to spraying the contact adhesive, I don't want that getting on the paint, of course. So we've got the entire windshield covered here, and the whole windshield. I know it's kind of hard to see there. Got the whole windshield covered there and all the paintwork. So that when we get around to spraying contact adhesive on there, hopefully we'll minimize any overspray on the good paint. So the next question is, how the heck do we get to the pad to scrape it off? As you can see, the hood is fairly deep, so you can't really, you're gonna have to crawl on the engine. So what I've done is come up with a little rig, a little bridge using two ladders that I'm gonna place, and that'll allow me to get up there and scrape it off. So let me set that up and I'll take a picture of that. All right, got my little bridge mounted here. I want to show you that. So just some scrap pieces of wood I had lying around. I've got the I've got a what is that, a 2x3 there, and a 2x2 that I had lying around, like I said, and this nice piece of wood here. I put some drywall screws in there just to locate them. Sitting on a ladder. Also sitting on a ladder here. Another screw right here, right there at the on the 2x3 just to locate it. And that seems to work. I'll hop up there in a minute. First I want to show you some of the tools. So I got some yellow super trim adhesive. So this is expensive stuff here. Do this here so I get better light. See that? Yeah. Yellow super trim adhesive. This is this is quite a bit, 19 ounces. This is the expensive stuff. So this is high temperature and very sticky adhesive, spray adhesive. And then to get the stuff off, didn't have any good tools, so I bought this here chisel set, plastic chisel set. This is to scrape it off without marring the paint. Hopefully that'll work. Now, just to demonstrate my little bridge here, let's see if it actually works. It's going to be a little terrifying here. I've got a ladder to get up there, and then here I go. And it works pretty well. Probably want to, of course, the engine's right below me. If this thing fails, nothing too terrible is going to happen. I'm sitting on top of the engine bay, and I got towels and a tarp underneath there, so we're all pretty good. So now I'll start to, oh boy, that is kind of bad, isn't it? Oh, what a nightmare. Okay. I'm going to collect my thoughts, and we'll get started here. So I forgot one thing. Right at the top there are a dozen or so pins here that hold the thing, hold it in. I have replacements. I forgot about those. They're right behind me here. So I guess first we'll pop those out. It's a bit of work. I'm going to stop the video while I do the rest of this. Alright, so 6 of them did not come out, and instead the tops popped off. So I'm going to have to drill them out. So this is what we're dealing with here. Parts. So these are just regular clips here. So this is the, let's see if we can get this thing to focus. This is the clip. Yeah, there you go. And there's one of these guys inside. And of course, the top that I'm holding, it just pries right off, leaving that shaft stuck inside, so you can't get it out. So I've ripped off the tops of 6 of those. 8 of them did come out, 6 did not. So I'm going to drill out the last 6. Be right back. All right, I got all the pegs out. That was a lot of work, a lot more than I thought. I had to drill out 6 of them, like I said. And it's nerve-wracking because you don't want to go too far and damage the paint. What a nightmare. Alright, so I'm ready to scrape. You'll notice I have some shop towels along the base. I was looking at that. It looks like if the crud falls in there, it's never coming out. So I'm going to try and avoid that. So here we go. Ooh, spatula thing works great. What a spatula, this takes it right off. It's amazing. Not spatula, chisel. Whatever. Get it. Good. Yeah, you can see why I was falling apart. There's no glue up here at all. Part that's still sticking had glue. Big surprise. Yeah, Mercedes make a fine car, but sometimes they just screw up. All right. That's most of it is. Let's start back over here. Do the details. Oh, the glue gets stuck on the end of the chisel there. Alright, so this stuff, if that can come off, is easy. Let's see, it's the stuff above. So we need a different tool. Get as much as we can out here. Doesn't have to be perfect, just have to have a solid surface for the adhesive to stick to. I might experiment with some adhesive remover. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Take a little break. All right, good enough. Got it all scraped off. Actually, so most of it's scraped off pretty cleanly. But there's all kinds of like little scrumbles left, you know. It's really annoying, early stuff. Just stuff is barely hanging on by the glue. So I just used a rag and scraped off all that stuff. And now I think I have a pretty solid surface to adhere to. I cleaned up along the those holes with the plastic clips. Right now I'm going to clean off all this junk here, vacuum it up, put it in a bag, clean up the edges here. You can see, boy, put it in these little, put in the shop towels, and there was a good idea. So I'm going to wipe this down here, and then also vacuum it up a bit here. Where'd it go? Right here in the corner, just some interesting pieces of foam. I'm going to leave them, but they're deteriorating too rapidly. I'm going to get the powerful vacuum. I'll be right back. Alright, actually, I can get the powerful vacuum, just got the better nozzle. That seemed to work. So now we're taking off these guys here. It's kind of tricky. Actually, we'll start up here. can see all that crud that this thing kept from falling irretrievably from inside the hood. And of course, if it falls in there, eventually it'll spill out onto your engine. That would suck. That might cut a lot of crud. There we go. Good. All right, it's looking good. Let me just vacuum it one more time. Where did I put my vacuum? A little piece of foam right there that keeps it from falling in there, and I got covered in crud, so that's what we're using the vacuum cleaner for. And that looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to clean up, and then we're going to test the new one and then glue it in place. Okay, we're ready to go. The hood's clean, pads on the engine bay ready to be sprayed with adhesive. I have my lovely assistant here to my right. Make sure that the pad doesn't adhere to the hood prematurely. What we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. We're going to spray the pad twice per the instructions of the adhesive. Do that twice. I'm going to hop up on the bridge here, spray down the hood twice. Going to wait about 5 minutes. Then we're going to lift the pad up, flip it around. We're going to tack it in place with the pegs, probably 2 in the center and then on both edges. And then we'll place the pad where we want it. After that's done, then we'll put the rest of the pegs in. Make sure that the sides have been tucked into the sides of the hood. And then we should be done. So I'm going to start my stopwatch here so I know how much time has gone by. By the way, I have a stopwatch because I want to, well, the instructions say you have to let the adhesive stick or sit for at least 4 minutes. So we're going to give 6-7 minutes. So after the hood's done, we're going to wait about 5-6-7 minutes, and then we'll actually do the installation. So here we go. Do it up here because this part up here doesn't need that glue per the original installation, but around the hood release there is glue there, so get that really well. All right. One coat. Took 1 minute. Let's do that again. pretty good. All right, we're 2 minutes in, so that took 2 minutes. So we gotta wait at least a minute 8 before we move forward. Enough time to do this. All right, where are we on the stopwatch?
4 minutes, 24 seconds.
Do one more. All right, that's it. 2 coats. Where are we?
5:39.
5:39. All right, so we gotta wait 4 minutes. So we'll wait till 11 minutes. minute marker 11, and then we'll throw this on. So I'm gonna pause this, and we'll start again at that marker. Okay. All right, minute 11. So let's go ahead and start putting this thing up. Pretty sticky. This one here. This one here. Go here. We'll put the 2 center ones in, and we'll put the 2 edges in. Just to locate it. Not pushing them all the way in, just enough so they stay. There we go. Now we'll start. Okay, now you can let it fall gently here. Could you push on the hood this way? Because you know I'm putting a bunch of force on it. I know how to make the glue stick here. Oh, as the glue sets up, quick. That's all good. See, I'm pushing against it that way, so just put a little force in it opposite direction so it's ruin the hood itself. Pretty good. There's some debate as to whether this goes on the inside or the outside. I think it goes on the outside. That's where the glue was originally. So that's what I'm going to do here. Put this on the outside. Nice cozy blanket, that's for sure. Start again at the top. So make sure this is all nice and tight. Some sort of roller would probably be handy here. Oh, here's the compression for the SL500 engine cover, which I don't have. Not notice that until you get it installed. So that looks good, huh? Yeah, you couldn't see it before. You can see the impression that's for the V8 SL500. A little indentation there. Yeah, that looks good. That's how you do it. Now I'll just throw in the rest of the pins and we're done. I won't bore you with that, but have them clean up, of course. Cool. That's it. Thanks. By the way, we're at minute marker 18:30. So 18 minutes, 30 seconds for that whole project. The whole, I should say, for the whole gluing project. So 18 minutes, 30 seconds. The whole project, I'd say, probably took me about, well, overall it took me 3 hours, but I was goofing off goofing around quite a bit there, doing other stuff. So I'd say if I was at a shop doing this, it'd probably take an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, that 3 hours included building this rig too. So yeah, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours to do this. It's definitely worth it, I'd say. Well, if it stays up, it's worth it. We'll see. Give it a couple months and see what happens. That's it. So here's the glue that I used. This is the one everyone recommends. It's 9080 3M. No, I'm sorry, 8090. And this is a 19 ounce container, and I used more than half. So if you're going to do this job, get the 19 ounce.